Forget that. I made a mess of that at the end. Oh well. Welcome to Cloud Dancer Speaks. Hi, it's good to be back after being off a week. After the electrical discharge fried our modem, we had to wait until the technician came down to repair it or to replace it. I was going to say it was a lightning storm, but this would be an error because it was not a lightning storm. You do not get lightning unless you get high humidity. And it was freezing cold. So, there you go. We were lucky. A friend, people up the road from us, lady watching television blew up and went right through a window. Another person had her computer fried. So we were relevantly lucky. Although, if Dark Raven One had touched the computer on the discharge, it could have been a different story. The whole computer lit up like a light bulb. Sparks and flashes. Well, enough of that rubbish. I was asked by Dark Raven One to talk about the quickening. Well, one of Dark Raven's students are actually witnessing this, and it got her quite confused and worried. So let's discuss that for a minute. The quickening is where more people become enlightened, and they find they can do things with their mental energies and powers that they could never do before. Now, we were told the quickening is very, very near. You'll find these so-called mediums that see with their mind. That's as far as they go. They are mediums, yes, they are psychics, but they are low psychics. When you can see with your physical eyes, you have been in the quickening. I see spirit. Again, I apologize, I hate the word spirit. I see entities, energy entities, or light beings, with my own eyes. I see people that, my guides that reach me, I see them as solid as what I see my wife and my son. This is part of the quickening. A lot of strange abilities will occur that you never had before.
The quickening is where people stand up to the system.
Yes, yeah, that's a part of it as well. Go to sleep. God almighty, she's awake again, annoying me.
Fine, chance.
Okay, Dark Raven's quite right. It's when people say, no, we're not going to put up with this anymore. We're not going to be dictated to by this stupid government that is conning us and treating us as slaves to their whims. There is a comedy show, you know, on UK on Gold. It's the new Yes Prime Minister. And there was a complaint that you've taken all the money off the people. And he says, yes, that's how it should be. We take all the money off the people, then we spend it. And they said, well, doesn't this influence the decisions you make for the country? Oh no, we let Brussels make the decisions for the country. Just hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what's happening. You can sit down and put up with it. You can sit down and go with the flow, as it were, and continue being a slave for the rest of your life.
Now all the money goes into the pockets of the 13 Illuminati families.
That's right. So all the money doesn't go to repairing roads. What the hell do you think you pay road tax for? It doesn't go for buildings or anything else. It's going back to the 13 Illuminati that are over it. There's also an animal thing, WWF. The money they does not go to the animals, believe me.
There's loads of corporations like that.
And so it goes on. There's one on children, isn't there?
Yeah.
African children. Wake up! You are being conned. You're going to work your... I was going to say something else.
They put on the saddest stories that'll get to you.
You're going to work your butt off to give money, not for your survival, not for your comfort, but to keep the government and to keep the Illuminati in power. That's what you're doing.
The governments are only puppets.
Good. Do you want to come out and do this? The government are puppets. Dark Raven was quite correct. They are puppets to the higher forces. So how do we manage to do anything about this? Well, we've proven along over the years that mass people coming together in marches to object, protest marches, do not work. I remember CND way back when they were protesting against nuclear disarmament. It didn't work. So that isn't going to work, is it? So what? Where are we? Short of getting the unions to work with you, that would be the ideal thing, that the unions could shut down everything, commerce in the country. So the Illuminati wouldn't get anything because...
Needs everyone to stand up and say no.
It would cause a national strike. But that isn't going to happen, is it? So what do we do? First of all, everyone must say no. Everyone must say, no, we're not going to put up with this anymore. Those that have got skilled labour, that are working for corporations, that are working for councils, that are working on government issues, withdraw your labour, work and form your own independent companies. Then you can say no, you do not pay tax. You say I'm not paying tax. They can't imprison you, all their prisons are overflowing as it is. And they go to hell. Over here we have disputes going on over here, and passive resistance is set in. Our police force, for instance, cannot go on strike as yours can't. But they have the blue flu. Everyone in the police force suddenly comes down with flu. Passive resistance. Nurses refuse to do any overtime. Passive resistance. They say, to let the government know we're not putting up with this crap any longer. At one stage, we had a fishing fleet patrol the harbours. We have seen this, we've got it on film, to stop the landing of any cargo ships. Again, this was passive resistance. People, you have the power to stop this. Can one man make a difference? Yes, one man can. Let me remind you that Hitler was a corporal in an army, and he ended up ruling 3 parts of the world. One man made a difference. Oh, agreed, it wasn't a good choice, but there you go. he was tyrannical, and that was sad. But the point I'm trying to put over, it can be done for good as well. It can be done. Let one man stand up and say, no, I am not putting up with this any longer. And the gradual withdrawal from the European Parliament will begin. This must happen. The European Parliament must collapse. This is their basis of support. Destroy this. Destroy the euro. The euro has been nothing but a pain in the butt since it started. They say, oh, okay, the UK did not go to euro. Horse crap. They did. They did on commerce. When dealing with other countries, they went to euro. This is the only answer. Well, this is the start of the quickening. When people say no, the government is forced into submission. Then a government will be created, must be created, to have the people's interest, not themselves. Now in Ireland we have a president that does absolutely no good whatsoever. He earns twice as much, now 3 times or twice as much, as what the American president earns. Come on people, for God's sake, wake up. These presidents should be removed. Look at the royal family. Look at the amount of commerce they're taking off of you. The most evilest family.
And they're going to come to an end.
They have to be stopped. Let me remind you of what Edward, King Edward at the time, before he abdicated, wanted to do. To support National Socialism in Nazi Germany. Prince Philip, what does he want to do? Support National Socialism again and give it more rebirth, if you like, is another word I was looking for. But this is your royal family. A family that can't even bloody well dress themselves. They're useless.
14 minutes have passed.
So, I stress this. Remember, we have a group called, we have letters after our names, GOL, Guardians of Light. Each one of you is a guardian of your soul. Each one. If you wish for this to be contaminated, then you are neglecting the most important thing, your life force, your spirit, the real you, not this clay body. So now we're back, and you've had a fairly stern lecture of me. I haven't been my usual comical self today, because I had this on my mind to explain it to you.
15 minutes have now passed.
Thank you, Adrian. Well, my 15 minutes are up. My 15 minutes of fame!
We normally do this for 14.
God, your ego's getting bigger.
With my 15 minutes of
Don't
fame!
feed his ego.
Thank you for listening to me. And enjoy the rest of the day. Love each other, and our blessings are with you. Namaste. Om Shanti.